For TigerDetails.com and Louisiana versus all y'all, Jarrett Roser here with Jack Bech, one of the top standouts in the senior class around Louisiana for this 2021 class. Off to another great start to now his senior year at St. Thomas More, and one of the hottest names on the recruiting trail right now as well. Picked up a lot of steam these last few days or so with the LSU, Mississippi State, Texas, and TCU offers. And Jack, we'll talk more about the season and kind of everything leading up to it and all that, but what's the past week been like?
Yeah, the past week has been kind of crazy. A lot of things have happened. A lot of new doors have opened that, I never thought I'd have the opportunities or chances of going play at some of those schools like LSU itself or Texas, TCU, Mississippi State, just really any four of those schools. It's been a blessing and a dream come true. And I'm just really excited how everything's going and, excited to, come down, make a choice about something and get locked in and continue the season.
And I'm going to come back to some of that, just sort of the thought process and the things that you're weighing with it. But you were a guy, I guess when people have asked me about your start to this senior season, I talk about how impressed we were with you as a junior and the numbers that you put up and just kind of your all-around game. And you had that great year, and then you go into this offseason and you worked your butt off in a way that, I don't think anyone topped. You have some guys around the state that certainly worked hard as well. But take me through some of your mindset going into this offseason, some of the things you worked on, and how much you're now seeing that pay off in these first few weeks of your senior year.
Yeah, so the big thing with a lot of colleges last year at the end of the season, they said I had great film, but they just thought I maybe need to get a little faster, a little bigger, a little stronger, a little bit more agile. So, I took that into account, put my head down and got to work. I've gained about 15 pounds of muscle since last season. I've grown about 2 inches. I've gotten faster. My vertical is going up. Just a lot of days in and out of, hitting a lot of legs. I kind of took it as whenever quarantine hit that. So if quarantine never would have hit, everybody would have been, with their weight programs at school, working out every day with their strength coach. But with quarantine hitting, everybody had to take it into their own hand. And I decided that I was going to get ahead of the game and I was going to hit 2 days. I was going to work out and run every day. Take a day or two off a week, though. Obviously, the body needs rest. But that I was going to go super hard, get that extra curve, work on my game that coaches thought I needed to work on. Me and Walker and I, we threw the ball a lot the whole offseason. We really got our chemistry going. So now kind of on the field, it's been shown I've been able to create a lot of separation from guys. I've been able to run away from people. My blocking, like last year is just something I really take pride in. So I've been KD and a good bit of people this year too. But, it's just hard work pays off in the end. And so just, setting your mind on a goal and not stop until you achieve it. It was kind of my mind thought and my process going into this season.
Yeah. I hadn't seen your stats from this past Friday, but I know going into this past week, your yards per catch had gone up. It hadn't gone crazy up, but it had gone up a significant enough amount that I think you've seen some of that. You talk about being able to run away from people, maybe get by that last guy that doesn't have quite the angle on you that he thinks he does in some of those scenarios. And then you mentioned the trust and the relationship that you and Walker have is so evident any Friday night right now.
Yeah, for sure. We've been at it for a while now. This is nothing new. We've been tossing the rock around since about 7, 8 years old. We grew up together. He's been my boy for a while. He's not even my best friend. I would call him family. That's my brother. He's it's really fun being able to play with him because he puts the ball where it needs to be and when it needs to be there. And he puts it how it is. Like he'll put the right touch on it if I'm coming across the middle. Or, if it's a slant, he puts a little bit more power behind the ball to get it in my hands quicker so I can make a move on that safety, that last defender high, and get to the house with it. So, yeah, it's been a dream come true, and it's been really fun playing with Walker.
Well, I'm thinking about it too. You guys – this isn't the only sport you guys play together, and I know I hear a guy that's actually not my family, but we joke about as being my uncle. Danny Broussard talks about what you guys bring to a basketball court when you're out there and stuff like that. How much has your experience in some of these other sports, whether at STM or just kind of growing up, helped develop you into the all-around athlete and player and teammate you are in a lot of situations?
Yeah, so basketball, Coach Danny's an awesome coach, an awesome person. But yeah, I like playing basketball in the off season because not only does it keep me in shape, but it helps me work on my vertical because that's all you're really doing is running and jumping. It really helps me with my agility, getting back and forth. Like on defense, you're sliding, you're shuffling everywhere you go. There's a lot of burst of speed. Like, in fast race, you have to burst up on defense. Defender makes a little move where he he stops and goes. You kind of got to be able to stay in front of him. A little hesitation move. So I really think basketball has helped me with my all-around football. Hand-eye coordination, like whenever the ball's like for a rebound, whenever you have to whenever they would do a little lob, you have to go up and get it over people. So it's helped me in all those different aspects. And then leadership, obviously, is just another sport where you can learn learn the different nuances of being a good leader. So it's helped me in that, just being able to lead the team in a more positive way and in a better way.
This, I guess, kind of gets back into some of the way this season's gone and some of the recruiting stuff. I asked you what the last week has been like with some of these opportunities falling into place. Even before these last 4 offers, you were starting to get so much attention and you were quickly becoming – I was talking to different coaches and stuff about you were becoming the guy that was playing so well without an LSU offer as a senior that the fans were going to make it really difficult for LSU to not pay attention to you because you became someone that everyone around the state is watching. Who is this guy? How does he not have every offer in the country sort of thing? What was that like to start to see and hear that sort of love and appreciation for your game and the continued progress that you'd made?
Yeah, it's really cool. Actually, after the Saturday, after the LSU Mississippi State offered me, I was just sitting in Mass on Sunday, and people were just giving me knuckle bumps, like passing by me. So that was pretty cool. I know wherever I go, I got the state behind me, which really means the world to me. Knowing that being from Louisiana, football is like another religion, really. That's like on Saturdays, if you ask somebody what they're doing, they're watching football. If you ask somebody on Sunday what they're doing, they say they're watching football. It's just so much is surrounded by football. So, yeah, it really means the world to me. A lot of people, before I got the LSU offer, said they were pulling for me, said that they're hoping I get that offer because, they want my uncle, Brett, and Walker's dad, Jamie, they both played there. Walker's committed there right now. So they just said they were pulling for me, really, and that they always have my back no matter what happens. So, I really appreciate everything that's happened so far and, I guess see where things go.
When that one did come, what was the excitement like for all of those people? You mentioned the family connections and obviously the relationship with Walker, who's committed for that 2022 class. As excited as you were, how excited was your entire support system, I'm sure, at the same time?
Yeah, they were. Everybody was really, really pumped up and excited. Actually, my uncle Brett, he lives in Dallas, so I don't really get to see him much, 2-3 times at most a year. But it was weird. So that Friday night against Westgate was the first football game he got to come watch me play in as a high school player. Because he's been trying to come down more because Walker's playing, but that was the first one he got to, and he likes to hang out with Mr. Jamie. But so he was actually here whenever I got the offer, which I thought was pretty cool because I only see him 2-3 times a year, and the 1 week he decides to come is the week that LSU decides to pull the trigger. So I thought that was really cool. I thought that was kind of happened for a reason, but. Yeah, but everybody else was super stoked about it. My uncle Blaine was super excited about it. He's been an advocate for a while he's been an advocate of it for a while now. So I mean, just everybody was super excited. My parents were excited, family, my brothers, my sisters, just everybody really.
You had been committed to Vanderbilt for a long time and really appreciative of that opportunity with them, and I mean, of the relationships you have with the folks in that program. When you made the decision to take a step back from that and kind of reevaluate things, how, I guess, what was sort of your thought process with that? How tough was that to tell them, and what are some of the things that you now look at in that reevaluation process as you make another announcement here before very much longer? Because shoot, we're almost to November at this point.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have to do something like that, it hurts the soul. You know, it was really painful to me to have to do it to them because they've been so real with me. You know, Coach Mason, it was nothing with Coach Mason and his staff. They've literally been nothing but good to me. They've showed me so much love the past couple months. You know, they said, like, they don't even care that this happened. They're still going to be recruiting the you-know-what out of me, and they're not going to stop till it's all over with. And they're not going out without a fight, which I thought meant so much because, you know, a lot of times whenever kids do this, the fan base over there is like, you know, that kid wasn't that good anyway. Like, we don't really need him. The coaches, like, you know, don't really give him any mind anymore. But, you know, they're like, we're going to fight for you till it's all over with, which I thought meant so much to me. I talked to Coach Mason. He completely understood where I was coming from, and, you know, what was happening. And he took it really well. You know, which I thought was just awesome of them. But yeah, they were nothing but good to me. And it was such a great opportunity for me. And it still is. But I just thought that at this time it was right for me to decommit and just rethink my options because, you know, lots going on. Some new doors have opened that I at least just, you know, look into. You know, and I just thank God for everything He's done for me and my family, and for letting this happen. And the ball's in His court now, and He's going to do what He wants with like this process. And you know, I'm gonna let God take control of the wheel, and where He puts me is where He puts me. And I'm not going to fight it.
I guess we've talked some about sort of what you look for at that next level, and what the expectation is for you and how you fit now that you have grown into a position where you can play some tight end at your size, or you can still play wide receiver. You've got that improved speed from the offseason and everything that you've worked for. What have been some of those conversations with, I guess, LSU in particular as the home state school, but also Mississippi State, TCU, Texas, that they see you and kind of where you could fit if you end up at one of those places?
Yeah, so Mississippi State sees me solely as a receiver. Like, they don't even offer tight ends. Texas sees me solely as a receiver. And then LSU, I haven't talked to TCU much about that yet. But LSU sees me kind of as an H-back position, kind of inside receiver, outside receiver. Can get lined up inside the box to go block if needed. But not only blocking, like they obviously know that I'm trying to, you know, get the rock in my hands and, you know, make stuff shake and score touchdowns. But yeah, they just see me as kind of like a versatile player on their offense.
What do you? I guess we talked before about your intrigue and basically just getting on the field, helping the team, and all those things. What's kind of your mindset as you have those conversations in terms of fit offensively and competition at different positions and stuff like that? How do you weigh those aspects of things moving forward?
Yeah, so like you said, I'm like, whatever I can do to get on the field the quickest, I'm gonna do it. Wherever they need me, I'm gonna play. Obviously, I would like it to be like wide receiver, tight end. But like, I'll just do whatever to get on the field. And you know, I think competition is what makes people great. I think shying away from competition isn't something I would ever do. So that's not really even a thought in my mind. Like, a thought in my mind isn't like, well, all these schools have so much, you know, have like so many people and so much depth that like it's gonna be hard for me to play. I'm not even thinking that because wherever I go, I know I'm gonna be the hardest working one. I'm not gonna stop until I'm on that field making a difference. So that's really not even a thought in my head because I know wherever I go that, if I keep my head down, I stay humble, and I work everybody that I'm not going to let the coaches be able to keep me off the field.
How much I know you're going to have a lot of folks around the community and school and everything that say you need to stay home, you need to go to LSU, purple and gold, or all that. How much does Walker kind of look at you with a smile and say, we could do this for another few years on Saturdays and talk to you about that potential, or does he kind of leave it alone?
Yeah, we actually talked about that today. Funny you say that. He obviously we've talked about this before, but he said at this point he's just kind of going to leave it alone because he doesn't want this to ruin our friendship. He said he just wants me to go what's best for me, and he doesn't want to be that one pushing me to do something that I don't want to do. He said he doesn't want me to do what he would do. He wants me to do what I would want to do because it's my journey. So he said just basically he's kind of leave it alone. He doesn't want this to ruin our friendship at all. So he's not even going to really touch it. But obviously we've talked about it a lot, like I just said. And we've already had a lot of those conversations. So what he said has already, been said to me in the past. And like LSU is so cool. Like that was like my dream school growing up. Like the Indian, like watching all the players get off the buses and walking into Tiger Stadium. Like it just going there from whenever I was like 5 years old to now. It's always been like a dream to be able to play in Tiger Stadium in front of 110,000 people, in front of your home state, home soil, like the whole state on your chest, your name on your back, and do it for the people you grew up with and you love. So I mean, that is going to be something that, obviously, being a hometown kid from Lafayette, 50 minutes from campus, it's they're definitely going to be at my top, 100%. But so are a couple of other schools.
Not including, I guess, some of those family connections and stuff. Who have been some of your favorite LSU players, whether through your childhood or more recently, or that you saw old film of or anything that have kind of stood out through the years?
Tyrann Mathieu, for sure. One I remember. I actually went to the Dallas AT&T Stadium whenever they played Oregon, and I still remember it was a punt, right? Whenever he had the strip fumble and then got it and walked into the end zone with it. I still remember that from Tyrann. Obviously, if you're an LSU fan, everybody loves OBJ. What he did was just like unreal. Patrick Peterson, PP was an absolute dog. Leonard Fournette. I mean, there's so many. Joe Burrow. Justin Jefferson was a dog. Jamar Chase. Jeremy Hill. Like all those cats. And I don't know them, but I've my uncle played ball with Odell's dad.
Mm-hmm.
And so my uncle knows Odell's dad pretty well. So like he's kind of told me some stories about Odell. And my uncle coaches he coached in the league. And he would tell me how after the Giants would play the Cowboys, how like Odell would always come up to him and dap him up a little bit after the game, just tell him what's up. So I mean, that's cool. So a little tie right there. But yeah, they just had so many like amazing players over the years. And there's like I could run off 20 more names, but I think that's good.
Yeah. And I told you I was going to ask. I mean, when I let in, I mentioned initially I was going to refer to you as maybe the hottest name in Louisiana right now, recruiting wise, but another guy that you know well, Sage Ryan, has kind of jumped to the top of that list for fans and media right now as his decision looms on Saturday. How much do you talk to whether Sage or other top guys around the state about sort of the same sort of stuff that I was asking about somewhat with you and Walker, but just in terms of who's going where, maybe we could get together and play here at the next level or anything like that, or is that kind of something that gets left alone at this point too as decisions near?
Yeah, like being completely honest. So like I decommitted from Vanderbilt yesterday. So like I was really truly like only with them. Like I wasn't texting anybody else about like going to their schools or anything. So I haven't really been in that loop of like talking to other kids about like linking up in college because I was committed to Vanderbilt, so I haven't really been in that loop. I mean, Sage and I, we sometimes talk, not much. Um, you know, but I think at the end of the day, Sage is going to make the right decision for him and his family, whether that be wherever he goes. I'm gonna be happy for him. That's my dude. And I'm excited to see where he's going.
No doubt. Everybody's waiting for his on Saturday and then waiting to see where you go soon. But regardless, you guys have some fantastic opportunities, so it's very exciting.
Yes, sir.
Jack, appreciate you always, man. I know this has turned into a relatively long conversation, but it's been
No, fine. That's fine.
always a pleasure. Like I said, man, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much. You have a good one.
You too. Again, he's Jack Bech, standout at STM, weighing through the recruiting process, now recently decommitted from Vanderbilt with those new offers from LSU, TCU, Texas, and Mississippi State. For Tiger Details and Louisiana versus all y'all, Jared Roser.